Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Callum's friend, Jerry Guy, coming hot at you with the cybersecurity Ask Me Anything 30-minute segment called Jaw Jackin, where we're going to answer any and all questions that you have about cybersecurity, coming hot off the heels of the newly refreshed daily cyber threat brief with that nerd, Dr. Gerald Ozier. We got a new sound effect on the board. We got a sheesh. We got sexy sax. All right. Hope you guys are excited. So right out the gate, we got a question about CVSS scores. By the way, please drop your thoughts, feedback, constructive, anything in chat about the, this project that we're working on of creating our own news podcast with Callum, the AI, the news stories, the delivery, everything. I made it a little bit more optimized. Oh, shout out to the Simply Cyber community. You guys donated close to $300 yesterday, and I posted it on Discord so y'all could see it. But I went out and procured 11 labs, a year-long license, which allowed me to make the stories much faster. Appreciate that. Thank you. The next phase is once we settle in on kind of format and everything, I'm going to automate. I'm going to write a script for API calls to push to 11 labs to generate this, the audio, then API calls to generate ChatGPT to run things. And then we're just going to slowly automate everything. Hey, who wants the baton? Let me know in chat. Okay. So let's do this really quickly. So Space Tacos asked, what is CVSS scores and what is it? Okay. So really quickly, when we talk about a vulnerability, right? Here's this vulnerability, CVE 2024-21793, right? Before we talk about CVSS scores, we need to, thank you, Reed Hurlbert. Because in order to appreciate CVSS scores, we got to talk about CVEs. So someone discovers a bug somewhere and a vendor agrees it's a bug and they're going to release a patch. It gets captured as a CVE or common vulnerability. What's the E stand for? Enumeration? I think so. So anyways, it can be for any piece of technology, a CVE. Now, the naming convention is CVE-year it was discovered or disclosed, and then a unique identifier. Now, this unique identifier does not mean that this is the 21,793rd vulnerability discovered in 2024, okay? The larger organizations, your Microsofts, your Fortune 500 companies that are tech companies, they get blocks of numbers. Okay, so they can automatically just enumerate themselves. And then there's like a wildcard bunch if you're like some small open source software or something. But this number is a unique identifier. Okay, so that's the first thing you gotta know. Okay, now when we talk about how bad is this, okay, not all CVEs are created equal. Maybe you have to be physically on the machine and it doesn't really make a big deal, but it's still a bug. Maybe it's the move it vulnerability that was like actively exploited and can lead to terrible, terrible things. So we need to, as practitioners, communicate on what is bad. How bad is it? Now, remember, the level of bad that we calculate with the calculator in the score is only objective. It doesn't take into account, is this actively being exploited? Is it on a server that is really, really important for your mission, or is it on a lab machine in my environment, right? Two different criticality scores, but the criticality is there to help inform you on whether you need to take action now or you can wait till your patch window. There are three different scoring mechanisms right now. You only see two here, CVSS 2 and 3. There is a 4, which is out, but people aren't really using it yet. CVSS score 4, version 4 is awesome, but it's almost like IPv6. Like, it's better than the predecessor, but no one is using it for some odd reason. I digress. Hold on. John just got a new cybersecurity job. John, coming at you, bro. Yes, sir. Nice. Nice. I love it. Okay, so really quickly, when you calculate a CVSS score, we have to take into a bunch of things. What is the attack vector, right? Do you have to physically be at the box? Do you have to be on the local area network? Can you be on the internet, right? Obviously, the further away from the machine, the easier, like the more people there are going to attack it. Attack complexity. Is this like a row hammer attack where you have to be like a nation state level threat actor, or can anybody and their cousin attack this thing? Attack complexity. The higher the attack complexity, the lower the vulnerability score, because less people are likely to hit it. This combination right here is not good. The internet and literally anyone can do it. Privileges required. Do you have to have a local access account already, and then you need to or do you have to have an admin account, right? So maybe you attack the box, but you haven't leveled up your permissions yet. Not a big deal. Does it require user interaction, right? We talk about Pegasus spyware on Apple devices called no-click interaction, right? So if you need a user to click on something, that levels the complexity because there's a chance there for the victim to intervene and stop and say, hey, this doesn't feel right. Okay? Like social engineering, phishing attacks, they require user interaction, right? I don't know what scope is. But CIA, these are our classic security objectives. If you've worked in cybersecurity for a minute, you should know the CIA triad. So based on those scores, Space Tacos, you fill it out and then you get a base score. And then based on, maybe there's a POC that comes out for exploitation that would increase the criticality. Maybe it's actively being exploited in the wild. That would increase the criticality, etc. All right. Thank you for the question. Let's go. We got a couple things here. Yeah. Hey, BSEC is saying, explain to me how an unauthenticated SQL injection gives me admin access is not a 9, 8 to 10. I agree 100%, BSEC. And by the way, can I just point out, this is why you should attend the daily cyber threat brief, because you might be on your own and read about this and be like, oh, a 7.5, no big deal. But I'm telling you, this is inaccurate. This needs to be a higher criticality, and you should take this to your IT staff immediately. And don't even tell them about the 7.5 score. Just tell them, hey, listen, it requires unauthenticated admin access, period, full stop. All right. So we're sprinkling in questions. If anybody has feedback on the daily cyber threat brief, the changes we're making, drop those in chat as well. All right, so some people, hold on. Let me run a poll here. Callum was the voice of the guy that ran the stories. I'm just going to say, did you like Callum's voice for the news? Simple yes or no question. Jesse Johnson in chat is saying that people were distracted by Callum's voice. I personally loved Callum's voice. I want to vote yes, but I can't vote in the poll. But we can explore it. We do need a persona for Callum, so maybe we'll look at that a little bit. Let's see. Looking at chat here. All right, looking at chat. Love the changes. I sent you a LinkedIn voice to check out. Flakinator. Okay. David B says the guy's voice is scary and creepy. British lady so much less cringe. Maybe cringe. Having trouble finding a job in IT, let alone cyber. I'm trying to get into cyber defense. Do you have any tips? Jamin 19920 network, develop practical skills, contribute into a community, document what you're doing and what is the actual impact and skills you're learning. Not that you completed a try hack me room, but like you understand SQL injection or whatever. So let's see. Doug Elsner says the voice is distracting. 70% saying they like the voice. Carrie, Carrie, you got to be less self-deprecating. Any tips on recorded interview videos? Yeah, standard stuff, upgrading, Jeff. Make sure that you got a clean background. Make sure that you're dialed in and focused. I would actually, if I was going to do a recorded interview, not to say it's cheating, but dude, I have a teleprompter right now, right? So I'm looking at you right now, but I'm also looking at a web page. So I could be like, I'm not suggesting you cheat, okay? So I would not open ChatGPT and be like, explain SQL injection, okay? I wouldn't do this per se, but hey, candidate, explain SQL injection. And then I could just look at you while reading and go, SQL injection is a type of security vulnerability that allows an attacker to interfere with the queries that an application makes to a database. It involves inserting or injecting malicious SQL code. So you could cheat that way. But what I would recommend is, if you're going to get a teleprompter, this is next level stuff, but I would recommend putting your own resume right in front of you. Sometimes when you're in the moment, you get a little distracted. You might forget about some of the amazing things you've done. Nerman with the super chat. Thank you, Nerman.
We just become best friends. Yep.
So that's a tip right there. Obviously, be ready. Make sure you've tested your audio, your video. Make sure that you're early, a couple minutes early, just in case, etc. 70% like the voice. Okay. All right, so Angular says likes Callum but can't listen to it for a week. Randoc Gaming, yes, we're absolutely meeting up. We'll meet up Friday of the DEF CON week. Probably at Abel Baker Brewing, although I'll look to CJ, Christina, and Carlos for insights, but I would love to go back to Abel Baker Brewing. I thought that place was cool. This is how the market is okay, so let's keep going. Yeah, I mean, I'm interested in, if people want to check other voices, we could certainly mess with it. I like Callum, but looks like 70% like Callum, so I'm going to end the poll. Let's say this. We'll keep Callum in the running, okay? So upgrading Jeff, I don't know if I want to flip-flop. I could see monthly speakers, but I do want some continuity and consistency for the show, so when people hear it, they know it's our show, right? Okay. Yep. All right. What is a database tokenization? Julie Pount. So fun story. I got asked this question for a cyber architect job for a massive Fortune 20 company, and I didn't know the answer. And I was like, oh, so I went and researched afterwards because I felt like a donkey for not knowing the answer. Data tokenization. So when you're accessing sensitive data in a database, imagine I don't know, a database of from one of the major credit bureaus like Equifax, Experian, etc. When they reach in and touch Julie Plount's credit history or something like that, maybe you don't want them to be able to access directly into the database. In case there's ever a compromise, you don't want a threat actor to access directly into the database. So what you do is you get you take the data, and there's a middle step where the data gets tokenized, and you're able to access the token, which is a token of the data. So it's basically a way to manage the risk of database security compromises by having this middle layer where the data is tokenized and you only get access to the token. So it's like an access control on database data. All right. What else we got? That camera has to be rock steady, and you need a microphone next to your mouth. The background needs to be darker than your face. Oh, Varden's given tips on job interviews, remote job interviews. Very nice. What are some good computer monitors to get for a home lab? Jazzy Jazz asks. Personally, I've used Dell monitors and been very happy with them. I actually have a Dell, like, I don't know, 37 inch up here for my production monitor. And I've got a Dell, like 40 inch curved monitor. And honestly, I know that this is like, oh, first world problem, but I wish I gotten a 50 inch or 60 inch curved monitor. Like now that I have one, I want my whole desk to be a curved monitor. But personally, to me, Jazzy Jazz, large monitors and maybe like, so I'd rather have two 37 inch monitors instead of three monitors that equal 74 inches of screen space. The more, the better, like as far as screen size. And if you can, smaller resolution so you can fit more stuff on your monitors. Nice job, Valinov. Get it. Flakinator has older Dells that you use at home. Yeah, exactly. So Flakinator, I agree. Like, dude, I've used Dell monitors for years. I've had very little issue with them. Very little issue. Varden's dropping all sorts of good intel. Yeah, so like to Varden's point, like look at how I am framed in the picture. A lot of people who don't know will frame themselves like right here, dead center. You should kind of like fill the screen. Oh my God. Yeah, I definitely would go with more than one monitor if you can. Although I will say for years, I was a consultant, like living on a plane, eating in restaurants all the time. And I would only use one laptop. And that was my thing. Although, let me tell you this. This is a pro tip. I actually got this pro tip from James McQuiggan at 35,000 feet. When I saw James, like, so a couple years ago, I met James McQuiggan for the first time at Black Hat. And without getting weird, I went back to his room at some point. Okay, so like Team SC, calm yourself. This is a preemptive calm yourself. So I go back to James McQuiggan's room after having just met him, and I see his like battle station that he has set up. And he's got like 3 monitors. Like if you get a chance, see James McQuiggan's setup for travel. He posts it on Discord from time to time. But anyways, I was inspired. So actually I travel with the mobile studio, but I actually have this massive, this is probably what, like 17 inch monitor. It just goes USB-C in the side. It's got this little protective cover. It's got a protective cover, which also doubles as the stand. And I love this thing. Like it's a game changer for travel, and it's like wicked thin. So it travels nicely. Definitely worth investing in that. Yeah. CJ, LOL. Yeah, James McQuiggan's like, Jerry, does this smell like chloroform? No. No, James and I became real fast friends. And we actually went to like a party together, and we just had to stop by his room so he could pick something up. Very innocent. Dr. Shakor Power, on behalf of SecureClaw Inc., I'm really thankful to CXO experts and the SME Venture team for interviewing me about the new way of cybersecurity small businesses. All right. Good job, Shakar. Love it. Jerry Guy went back to James McQuiggan's room and they talked NIST and wrote dad jokes. That's right. That's right. Glossmetric Global, I understand the living out of a suitcase lifestyle. Yeah, I mean, to me, it's like a young person's game. Once you have a family, once you start laying roots down, the ideal of travel doesn't really appeal. Plus, by the way, can I just share with everybody? Here's another, like, occasionally I like to give you knowledge that you'll never read in a textbook. You'll never learn unless you experience it or someone tells you. Young in your career, yeah, travel, and you get a ton of experience. It's awesome. And there's a reason why the older people, like I said, with roots and family don't want to travel, right? So there's more opportunities. However, this is something you'll never read. And I'm telling you, just to let you know, this is a fact. Okay. And if you agree with me, hashtag preach in chat. when you travel for work, it's very uncommon for you to actually get to enjoy where you're traveling. So your family's like, oh my God, you went to Prague? Oh my God, you went to Santiago, Chile? Oh my God, you went to Colorado, Denver, Colorado? And it's like, yeah, but guess what? The Marriott in Denver and the Marriott in Prague look the same. Guess what? The nondescript office building with a nondescript conference room in Prague looks the same as it does in Santiago, Chile. And that's where you're spending like 98% of your time. Occasionally you can get out and like sample the local, lifestyle or cuisine, but you're not like going on vacation to Prague. You're working your tail off because you're only there for a set amount of days and you've got to get the work done while you're there. That's the priority. So people are always like wooed by like, oh my God, look where you get to go. And you're like, yeah, but like, not really. One exception, I did go to Antarctica several times and you basically live there. And that was super dope, right? Like absolutely super dope. Of course, in Antarctica, you don't really need to go anywhere to travel. Like basically there are these little bases. So you're not really going anywhere crazy, but yeah, no. So, hey, Justin Gold, and not to crap on JMod.
That Hansel's so hot right now.
But having monitors are so hot. I would definitely recommend getting one huge monitor, but you've got to have more than one, right? One huge monitor is cool, but like for me, I need like this other monitor. No doubt. No diggity. Gina Ganny says, are you using AI to read the news or have folks around helping do that? So for the daily cyber threat brief, I feed it into, so the workflow is, and Gina, let me know if this is true. But the workflow is I go find a bunch of stories, right? I have a Telegram for the Simply Cyber community. So, I find a bunch of stories, then I take them. I wrote a custom ChatGPT bot that can actually synthesize the stories, to be able to report on in a succinct way, in a way that I like. So I programmed a custom chat GPT. I feed the stories in a custom chat GPT. It spits out what I want the story to be. And then I send it to 11 Labs and it cranks that out. Then I assemble it all and then I push it to a podcast on Spotify and then I pull the podcast down. It's completely a lot of work, but it's cool. Really quickly, just for fun, let me make sure there's nothing in here sensitive that I don't want to share with y'all. Okay, so check it out. You ready? Real quick. Because Phil Stafford's like, what? Look at Phil. This is me going to South Pole. I've been to Antarctica 3 times. I've been awarded the Antarctic Service Medal. I just don't have it hanging up because, I'm terrible about promotion or whatever. But this is Christchurch, New Zealand, where you leave to go to McMurdo. Here's the super plane I flew on. There's Jerry Guy. Here's me landing in Antarctica. The runway you land on is made of 8 feet of ice over the Ross Sea. Okay. Check it out. Here we go. Let me see if I can, here's us flying to the South Pole. Like, this is no joke. Like, I don't know how on earth, they did this in the early 1900s, like on a dog sled. Like, this is incredibly terrain. It's like a mountain range down here. Okay. Now, I also want to point out, I'm in the cockpit. That's another thing. It's not like a commercial jet. Like, I was up in the cockpit hanging out. Look at how terrain Antarctica is. This is not for the lighthearted. So, finally, yeah, there's me. You can stand up on the plane. Got your bib overalls. Being a cool dude. But, yeah, here's me at the South Pole. Right? That's me on the left. This is me. That's the South Pole. It's very cool. And then, just to give you perspective, this is the temperature at the South Pole at the time I was there. Negative 56 degrees with the wind chill. Nasty, dude. And then here's my favorite picture. This is me. I'm literally in every time zone at the same exact time. This is the actual South Pole, the real South Pole. And I'm sitting around it in every time zone. All right. Well, thank you for allowing me to share that with you. Little Tidbits Tuesday. And guess what? You know why I went to the South Pole? GRC. Very cool. All right. What other questions can I help people with? Let's see. Oh, hey, let's talk about, so Jesse, can I share your guests for Slay Security Plus, or should we leave that as a tease for people? Oh, Pop Rocks? Pop Rocks? I mean, that doesn't really, engage with the Boston accent. Like Beers, that's where that is. So SAQ is screaming, please read my comment. Let's see what SAQ wants to say. What do you recommend to use as a personal ChatGPT local AI that can work with low CPU power? So when you say local, I haven't stood up my own local instances. I would say that SAQ, the one thing I have used that might be good here is Google Notebooks. Look, Google Notebooks. That is a local instance. What is it? Oh, Notebook LM. Google Notebook. Hold on one second. Let me find this for you. Google Notebook LM. Yeah. So this is it right here. It's notebooklm.google. Okay. This is actually pretty cool. I have played with this. It's very cool. It is very localized instance, and it's a web browser based, so you can absolutely do that locally. I mean, on your low CPU power. All right, let's go. All right. Hey, so next week, just a reminder if you go to simplycyber.io, and scroll down to the calendar. So I'm on simplycyber.io right now. If you scroll down to the calendar, you can see the week of events. Every Thursday, Slay Security Plus is helping live stream and do cool things, and they always have guests. Next week's special guest is a really, really well-known, super popular YouTuber and just a great member of the cybersecurity community. All of you know who he is. You're going to be surprised. I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised. So definitely mark your calendars for next week. Simply or Slay Security Plus. Yeah, Carrie, there's a lot of questions. I'm trying to get to them all, but it doesn't mean that you're getting dunked on or anything. I grew up in Cali. There we go. Let's see. How can I be on the next trip to the South Pole? LOL. Carmel Drip, I'll tell you what, if you want to get to the South Pole, all you got to do, if you live in Denver, it's even easier. Look up NSF USAP, NSF USAP, and get in with there. They're constantly sending IT people down there. Rusty Ryan with the squad membership. Thanks, Rusty. All right, 2 more minutes, and then I got to boogie out of here. Phil Stafford, saw the picture with you and Jax at RSA. Very cool. Yeah. Actually, it's funny. I never thought about it, but when I was sitting in every time zone, that was like Worldwide Wednesday to the next level. I'm scrolling through chat right now to see what questions there are, right? All right, so I don't see, I see people preaching about the work travel. I don't know. There's a lot of chat. So like if you asked a question and I didn't get to it, then it doesn't mean that I am ignoring it. It means that I don't see it. And chat is a stream. All right. Jose Alfredo definitely need to join Slay Security Plus. It's all about good times. Oh, thanks, Phil. Jack, I was texting with Jax yesterday. Super cool. Oh, yeah. No, Flakinator, please tell your daughter that bingo is on the first Friday of the month. First Friday of the month. Hey, and reminder, this is like one cool thing to share with everybody before we boogie out of here. Great way to kick off the weekend. Hold on. So really quickly, everybody. Whoops. Don't think that I forgot. I'm actively doing the coloring here, and I've got the coloring contest. So I'm basically not going to just throw this out there. I'm actually trying to do this in a cool way. So stay tuned. But these different coloring for the coloring contest. This is for the kids. One more alert with the unicorn. We got a more complicated one, CISP learning resources, right? These have been permitted for us to color. Also, there's a girls in cyber coloring book, which you'll see here, right? So I'm putting this together, guys. Just know I mentioned the coloring contest the other day. It's coming together. Just bear with me as we get it sorted out. All right, guys. Nice, Flakinator. Start him young. Get him up in the cyberspaces. Dream Logic asking how I'm doing today. I'm doing good. CJ, I haven't even launched the coloring contest yet because what I want to do is I want to announce the contest. I want to give clear start and end dates. I want to give clear direction on how to submit an answer. I want to give clear direction on what the groups are. I'm thinking there will be ages 0 to 6, 7 to 10 to 12. I want to do it right. I don't want to just puke out, hey, we're doing a color contest and then not really care, right? I can't do things half-butt. Sorry. Jose Alfredo, I haven't used Microsoft Copilot yet, which is funny because it's built into Windows operating system now. ChatGPT was first to market. They locked it in. Honestly, hey, you know what, CJ? The coloring contest might be June. It might be June. Maybe we'll call it summer break cybersecurity coloring contest. Kind of line it up that way. That should give me enough time to get it sorted out. All right, guys. Justin Rower, that unicorn did say that. So, all right, guys. I'm gonna boogie out of here. I'll look into the voices, but honestly, Monday might be a Callum voice again, just because 70% of you liked it. Michael Annam, probably James McQuiggan at 35,000 feet. I will probably do Callum, but we'll look into other voices. We'll sort it out. Again, any feedback, constructive feedback, let me know. And we can dig into that. All right. Thank you, everybody. Borderline Behemoth, INE certs. I don't know. I know they're JP Junior, PNPT. Junior one is okay, but I haven't really heard much in the space around INE certs, so I can't really speak to that. All right. I'm Jerry from Simply Cyber, guys. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend. Happy Mother's Day. Be well. And until next time, stay secure. I hope you enjoyed the Jaw Jacking. Be sure to check out the Simply Cyber Daily Cyber Threat Briefing happening every single weekday morning from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m., where you can get the top cybersecurity news stories of the day, network with other professionals, and then stay for the Jaw Jacking just like you saw. I'm Jerry from Simply Cyber. See you in the next one.